to mess your own mind up.
Yeah.
That's where the fear on the defensive players mind in that situation comes from, and it's kind of humiliating when that happens to you. It's something that you as a player kind of want to avoid. But
particularly if it's mid-set, because having that of course, if that happens at the end of the set, you know, that's that. But having that happen mid-set can have a long-term effect throughout the set on how you deal with the rest of the set. But coming up next, we have Curry Governor versus Etherious.
Yes, Etherious finding his way here through Rambos.
And then Rambos.
And yourself.
And who after Rambos?
Who did he have after Rambos?
Did he fight Rambos?
Yes, he had Rambos in the first game of Top 64.
Yes.
And then he played... I've lost my find right now. Yes, Etherious, #1 Alpha.
All right.
And Curry Governor found his way here through Megamark and Kyleth. So knocking both of those players into loser's bracket. Etherious, I was being told, I was educated on by Wills earlier.
Hidden boss.
Hidden boss. He said that he thought he was top 5 with Villager back in 2016, but very rarely attended tournaments. And now he's here with Palutena, pressuring people with up air, hitting that nair button.
Yep.
Starting the revving the engine up, getting that rotary going, spinning a staff around,
getting the offstage down airs.
Yes. And piling on some pressure. Curry G, I'm not too sure. Actually, I haven't seen him play in this game at all.
He's playing Cloud in this game, and he's been doing sensationally. He's been, I think he's right near the top of the UKIE. He's doing incredibly well at every event that he attends. His Cloud has been looking sensational, and it's interesting because he didn't main that character in Smash 4, where the character was incredibly strong. But in this game, Cloud just kind of fits him like a glove, and he has been doing absolutely so much work with his character. Game 1, PS2, Zinnia's theme playing in the back.
Oh yeah, the music on the Pokemon stages are just sensational. Nice, starting off some pressure, puts him into disadvantage at the ledge. Not overextending and following up too much, however. Now, back air in this game for Cloud, still a fantastic tool.
Somehow even better than it was in the previous game, having less landing lag than it had before, being even safer. Oh, down tilt to F tilt, and that is not going to be a limit, but the wings, the goddess wings coming out, taking Koriji's first stock.
I love the fact that clutch option, Etherious was ready for him to not only get limit, but get limit and recover high.
What a strong start coming out from Etherious, but you cannot count Curry Governor out just yet. He is such a sensational player. With his Cloud in tow, he can do so much damage.
However, when you lose a stock so early in a game, in that fashion, the parry coming out, Etherious might be putting on the kind of performance where Curry feels like, what can I do to this man? Nothing he's doing so far seems to be working. Here comes Limit. He's going to force him to burn Limit again. No, manages to air dodge back to the stage.
Another option that Cloud, of course, got in this game was access to that directional air dodge. Really, really helps his ability to recover back onto the stage. Got to be careful in the corner versus Cloud. This is very, very terrifying.
The way he slid off stage there, what kind of tech was that? I don't know. I don't know if it was anything special, but I haven't seen players slide off stage like that just from a dash. Managing to get out
again, but not able to get the follow-up this time.
Etherious is playing this exactly how he needs to. He's exploiting Cloud at his weakest when he has to use that up B to get back to the stage with that down tilt into really nasty situations for Curry Governor.
Beautiful anti-air with the up tilt, but not able to maintain advantage. Again, using that back air, such a safe pressure option.
But Palutena with one of her own, let's not forget that move. I remember, does it have trample in this game or just raw intangibility?
It is invincible throughout her entire kind of shield and arm.
Yes.
So it's just able to completely beat out moves.
Forward air going to take that stock for Curry G. Lovely little taunt coming out there, putting an effort in to get into his opponent's head. Limit cross slash, just going to put on some air. Not cross slash, sorry.
Blade beam.
Blade beam, yes, my bad. Just going to put on some early percent, get himself on the board in this stock.
And once again, forcing Curry off stage, and the drop zone there this time, taking the stock.
Looked almost effortless there from Etherious. Knew exactly where Curry Governor was going to be. drops that nair to cover the option.
Spacing on these forward airs coming out from Curry at the moment, superb stuff.
Right. I like the fact that Curry knows he needs to be facing away right there. Turns around, walks away, baits out the nair, and starts throwing out pressure options of his own.
That up air from Cloud, infamous in the previous game, not quite as powerful as it used to be, but still pretty solid move overall. And once again, being in the corner versus Cloud is very terrifying. Definitely not a position any character wants to be in.
Oh, catches the back roll, knows exactly what his escape option was going to be. The moment Etherious saw any movement, he was ready to get the hell out of there, but Curry was ready. He picked the right option to cover the backwards escape option.
And despite the very strong start from Etherious in this game, Curry has closed this gap spectacularly, pretty much evening up this game. Cloud's damage output so powerful.
Yep, he's looking like he's almost at limit as well. So a couple more hits, and he'll be putting Etherious into a horrible situation where he has to guess for his stock off stage. And Palutena's teleport recovery, not the least exploitable recovery in the game, I'll tell you that for sure.
Almost reached the jump right there, but again, good on Etherious to kind of try to get center stage, but against this menace that is Limit Cloud, it is terrifying. Great reflect! But the back air
is going to not take it.
Still alive.
Curry G, with all the cards in his hand right now.
Great parry, but doesn't get the punish, and the up smash, scooping him into the skies. Curry G coming through in that game one after a fragile, tentative start.
So that game went one way then the other. What I love to see right at the end there, though, at a very nervous point, what should have been a very nervous point, Curry G very casually was able to just pivot in place and let an up smash rip with his hands probably shaking. In a game that he had to turn around from a massive deficit. And those times it's when a lot of players would flub those inputs. It's the little things like that that help these players to get here. And I'm not saying a turnaround up smash is the best thing, but in that kind of moment, just to know that your opponent has whiffed and is punishable, and to be able to do a tiny little bit of microspacing like that, I love to see it.
Good catch with the neutral air. Going to Yoshi's story, the tri-platform layout, of course, great for stuff like Palutena's warp cancels, giving her more options to get back on stage. And that's really, really crucial against characters like Cloud. That was definitely something that Etherious was struggling in the previous game, finding his way back on stage.
It's not looking good for Etherious in the start of this game right now, however. Heavy advantage for Curry Governor. He's got all of the stage control, and he's built up Limit.
Spends it right there on the Limit cross slash. Of course, Limit does have that 15-second timer in this game.
There we go. I wonder how the slope affects Etherious' ability to down tilt at the ledge. I would imagine at a certain spacing, it makes it very difficult.
That's an excellent question. One thing that this stage actually does give Cloud, it does give him more options to recover between the walls and the platform kind of sticking out beyond the stage. He's able to get back to the stage in more ways than one.
Yes, absolutely. And F-tilt, a well-spaced F-tilt at that, able to take the first stock for Curry Governor, and he's built up Limit again, going to be using that stat boost to weave in and out of Palutena's escape options and try and put out some hitboxes and cause some damage.
Again, excellent catch on the Limit Blade Beam, trying to use these back airs to just harass
the pressure on this platform. He's keeping the door shut on all of these escape options. He's choosing right every single time, just staying right in his face, and he just can't find a way back onto stage. Almost lapped in percent. Okay, hard read there. He's going to lose stage control for that. Sometimes you go for those.
Down tilt into forward air, that should be enough. Into the explosive flame for good measure as well. Another one. Oh, the Limit, he gets it back. And he's able to comfortably get back on stage as a result.
Almost hitting him with that fair. Almost got the spike hitbox. However, one thing I do love from Curry G right there, he was able to go from the first hit of Limit Climb Hazard into his own pressure.
Curry G still hanging on to the stock. Cloud, relatively heavy character at 100 weight, but finally losing it to that up air.
Yeah. Gets his jump red right there.
But immediately answering back with the back air. Not quite enough to take the stock.
Down throw. Fair. Not quite enough to gain a huge advantage. But he's boxing. Etherious doing a better job at boxing Curry out right now.
Oh, never mind. Overextends with that explosive flame and takes a forward air for his troubles.
Yeah, that is a high commitment projectile. You do need to be careful about when you're throwing those out, because if you're at kill percent, you can just lose your stock there and then. Nice. Dash dance in and out!
Oh my goodness, what a crushing game coming out from Curry G right there.
Right.
Sends him to the depths with that forward air.
Obliterates that final stock. Just catches him scared for a split second. Really lovely stuff to see, because that is, you know, you're scared. You know your opponent's scared when they get hit with that move in a run-off fashion like that, because you saw him wind that up, drag it all the way up through Oklahoma, all the way down towards the south, and drags you down through Mexico, down through the southern states, and down into the depths.
All the way to Antarctica. Ignoring South America. That's how quickly he vanished.
He deleted him from the arena. Anyway, here comes Etherious, not letting that lie heavy on his head. Nice. Not able to start that Nair train. Caught him a little bit too high.
Once again, just the spacing and pressure coming out from Curry G's.
He just has to respect that Nair on shield, that fair on shield, sorry.
The fair, the back air, the Nair, all of them. He just has to deal with it.
Cloud, a character still with a great aerial game. Oh, I saw Etherious trying to prime himself for that back air as well, trying to compete with this aerial game. That was nice from Etherious, forces Curry to burn his limit, which, even though it's come in handy, it's been mainly used as a defensive tool by Curry in this game.
Once again, this is an interesting stage pick coming out from Etherious. This, once again, gives access to Cloud. It gives him additional options to recover. He has those platforms on the side. He has the walls for the wall jump. So I'm not quite sure what he's trying to achieve going to this stage in particular.
I would imagine Etherious' mindset is, that's just more options for me to read and do mental damage. Anyway, he's playing harassment with the auto reticle right there. But Curry finding his way in. Raw back air, sending Etherious into deep disadvantage, but this is exactly where Curry wants him. He just grabs him straight up for whiffing that explosive flame. We're too close.
And both these players just trying to find their KO moves in neutral. Dash attack just piercing through the forward tilt, but another one for good measure, taking that first stock.
Curry G robotically taunting after every stock. It's almost as if the taunt is a part of the combo. Gets Curry G stuck at the ledge. Etherious not pressing too hard. Bad trade for Curry right there. There we go. Okay, so what I'm starting to notice now is Curry is using Climb Hazard just as a get off me tool, and it's becoming an option that he's training Etherious to respect at this point.
And that is an option that Cloud essentially gained in this game from the previous one. Before, in Smash 4, you could tech that Climb Hazard. Now that is no longer the case, so it's a very consistent out of shield option to go for.
Yes, you get hit by that, you're going into disadvantage, no matter how confident you are in your teching. Nice parry and a lovely punish. That is the only way in this game you're getting anything close to a shield drop.
Oh, the limit cross slash off the ledge, completely just diffusing any pressure that Curry had on him. And once again, the taunts coming out. Yep. Curry is just on another level at the moment.
Yep, he's chasing down a 3-stock. Spoke too soon. Etherious with the anti-commentator tech, letting me know this man will not be 3-stocking me in this set. Nice bit of pressure started. Etherious favoring dropping through the platform and going for aggressive options to check Curry Governor from coming in too aggressively. Oh, Curry Governor playing with him there.
God, but he gets the tech. Excellent stuff to Etherious. He's still barely hanging on.
I thought that was it. He ran up, jumped back on 3 or 4 times in a row right there, and just was ready for whatever option he came up with. Etherious, however, had a tech for him.
Oh, what a parry on the limit cross slash, but no punish.
I love the fact that we're getting to the stage in the meta where the parry is just becoming an expected tool for players to be using in their arsenals. Oh, whiffs a back air, takes the landing lag. No punish from Etherious, however.
It definitely feels like Etherious is gradually adapting to Curry Governor's neutral habits. He's definitely finding the jumps. Never mind, scooped by the down smash, and that'll be the set 3-0 to Curry G right there.
Caught him reaching ever so briefly, just enough for the first hit of that down smash to drag him backwards into the what I like to call the obliterator.
That move was made weaker from the previous game, just a little bit weaker, like 1% damage or something like that, but still gets the job done when it needs to.
Yep. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal. I'm not too sure who's coming up for us next.
We have Ice Studying versus Mystic Eyes next.
I did not know Mystic Eyes had even entered.
Yes, he's in winner's side top 32.
Well, shows how much attention I've been paying. No, if he had entered, I am absolutely not surprised he's here. I've just not seen the man entering too many monthlies recently. However, very, very, very strong player coming from London, and a man who needs no introduction is Dennis from the Netherlands. Tio himself, host of Syndicate and Europe's best Greninja for quite a while in Smash 4, and he's probably chasing down that same title in Ultimate.
In terms of bracket updates from sets that were happening in losers, we had Aperture over Demon Bee 3-2, Mr. Spuddles over Parsnip, Whoopi taking it 3 over